Hello, welcome to a Spellbringer's build order guide. Today I'm playing as the Order, and as you can see I put 3 of my starting peasants onto gold and the other 2 onto the wood. So obviously I want to keep building onto the gold until I max that one out. 5 is the maximum capacity for gold. And then once I can afford my barracks, I will immediately build that with a peasant from the lumber. So once I have 5, like I said, I'll change the rally point onto my wood, and I no longer have to worry about it. My second structure, once I can afford that, will be a farm. And then I will continue to build peasants. So that's the start. There is another way that you can do it that is perhaps a little more optimized, but it's a very straightforward, very easy way of doing it for a beginner. So when my barracks completes, I'm going to build a falconer. That gives me good scouting. Of course, once my farm finishes as well. So then my falconer is coming out, and what I'm going to be doing now is saving up for my expansion. Expanding pretty early is standard in Spellbringers, but you do want to scout your opponent, and if they're cheesing you, you can play a bit more defensively. So I'll take one out. Once I have about 70 wood, that's when I like to send a peasant out so that I can build the expansion as soon as I have 100 lumber. There we go, look at that timing. Add those to the same rally group, control group, sorry. And then once I can build my barracks, I need that one too, because, sorry, no, well, I can afford my blacksmith, I'll get that one. Because the spearmen and the falconers, not good against a lot of early game units. The enforcer is a very tough unit. But since I can afford that, I'm going to want to get a spearman anyway, just to make use of my barracks, get another farm. Make sure I'm continuously building peasants. And scout what my opponent's doing. The falconer also has this falcon's ability, so technically I can I can throw a falcon and run away. Oh, there he is. See? Look at that. So that's my opponent. This is actually just an AI. So I can see what he's doing. Pretty sensible stuff. Same thing as me. Also, I want a second barracks too. I'm not playing like super optimal because I'm explaining things and it's occupying part of my brain power. But so once my blacksmith finishes, I'll start building enforcers. And if you time it a little better, you can have your barracks sooner, so you can build 2 at a time immediately. Keep building peasants onto the gold, pretty much for the entire game as Order. Continuously building those peasants. Also, it can be nice to get a lumber mill. I mean, I like to build it somewhere further away, because you can always just build another lumber mill once it's a little bit more harvested out. And then I want my Spellbringer. That gives me very powerful abilities. So this castle is done, and it may be tempting to pull workers off of wood and put them onto the gold, but you don't actually want to do that. Wood is very, very important because my enforcers cost me a lot of wood. There's an upgrade from the lumber mill that's quite expensive. There's blacksmith upgrades, there's tech building, there's all kinds of things that cost wood. So I'll keep building enforcers, I'll keep building more peasants. And that's basically it for the early game. I've got my lumber mill now, so I'll rally my new peasants toward here. The serrated spears is a very nice upgrade. It allows my spearmen to slow enemy targets so they can't run away from me. And a good rule of thumb is 2 or 3 barracks per gold mine. And so I'll need more barracks. So let's get another one of those, for example. I'll want to start getting these upgrades. Once this is fully saturated, I'll have a lot more income than... oh, I hadn't built a farm, see? Once again, not exactly playing at my best, but hopefully that shows you something to aim for in the early game. Get a good expansion out nice and quick, get your Spellbringer nice and quick. Oh, actually, I can use the Shame Chickens, there we go. So the Shame Chickens, aka the bounty, temporarily gives me a bonus to food, so it can make up for getting supply blocked. But it will, of course, be limited by the mana on those farms. Let's get these, get a church. So a pretty standard playstyle, perhaps the most beginner-friendly one. It's got a lot of enforcers plus some clerics. Enforcers are very tough. Clerics give them healing, so it's a very strong mix. And then for support, you have the spearmen, which can counter unarmored units, which otherwise counter the enforcers. Falconers give you really good anti-air especially when you have the falcon, or when you do have the falcon training upgrade. So that's it. That's a quick look at the Order faction for a nice early game strategy, nice early game build order. Make sure you have that maxed out. And then also, this is about the point where I might want to expand, get a third base. Depends on what your opponent's doing. So, yep, that's it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the other factions if you are new to the game. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.